Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Chicago Bears and the Kansas City Chiefs. All that and more coming up
EA
next.
Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Chicago Bears. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we don't like to throw around the word dynasty loosely, but for the Chiefs, it applies. I mean, they're looking for their third title now in 5 years.
And with the way this league is configured now, it absolutely applies. I think you're totally on target. Remember, they lost a Super Bowl in there too. So to be back for the fourth time in 5 years in today's NFL, that's pretty incredible.
And meanwhile, for the Bears, it's been a long, dry spell for them. They were last in the big game in 2007 and had their only victory. 1986.
And partner, while we understand the Bears haven't been here very often, they certainly leave a mark, don't they? Go back to that one in 1986 against the Patriots. Beyond dominant, the entire finished it off in the Super Bowl. Here, they just want to find a way to win and add another trophy to Chicago.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. Oh, he shifts past him. Escapes the defender. And he gets us from just shy of the 40 down at the 39. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper. And a first down. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Loose inside the 30, inside the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Patrick Mahomes with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Chiefs need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he will get in to make it 8-0. Opening drive touchdown, and 2-point conversion.
Amazing nowadays for the kickers. I've actually talked with a few of them. They're more concerned about the point after touchdown than actually missing regular field goals. So maybe the coach is taking some pressure off here and just going for 2 and saying, I'm saving you for the big stuff later.
He's hanging out by the net. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession. It's a team, they've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried, they just didn't get it done.
Here's Fields. Flushed out right. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good deep.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs will add to their first quarter lead here in the Super Bowl.
Well, plays like that make the O coordinator look like a genius, but I don't think he saw that play going that well.
No, I don't think so either, but boy, it all worked out perfectly. They caught them in the right defense, guys dropping off into coverage, their eyes averted somewhere else, and guess what? He filled the void with his legs.
They'll try and run it in with Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the two-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this.
Plenty of scoring here already. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was
nowhere to go. Here, he lost the football.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. Herbert powering up the middle.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
On the option right is Fields. They'll battle that fumble. It's out. It's loose. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. To throw is Fields. And that is incomplete. Fair to say, it hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding the 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And they'll get him.
spotlight Derrick Henry now. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead of him. Hand it to him again. See if they can start to produce.
Inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
It's certainly a quarterback who has the arm. He also has the legs, Charles.
And haven't we seen over time these quarterbacks just get more and more athletic as they go along? We're not just talking about guys who can throw the football and stay in the pocket, but when they run, they hurt a defense.
He hurt the defense right there.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
A 5-yard gain there makes it first and goal.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Henry.
And he loses the football a second time. And this is picked up by the Bears. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. The PAT good. It will draw them closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he is going to lose yardage here. So we've come upon
one of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half.
And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. A gutsy call there. You exit the locker room with a lead. Try the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They're already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
Third quarter, Super Bowl 58. Here's a 2nd and 10 now. Out of the gun, Fields.
And his throw here is incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And the Chiefs will take over here just shy of the 30.
So an opening drive interception to begin this second.
And just think about the time you spend in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits.
And oh my goodness, he loses it again.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
There he goes, left side. Now he's loose again. Now look out. To the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Patrick Mahomes with his third touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs will extend their third quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the two-point try. They'll try and run it in with Henry. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
I think we're going to see more and more of this continue to flow into the NFL game, and that is the quarterback run game. Not successful here going for two, but it's not something that people shy away from totally anymore either.
In particular, do you think more so around the goal line?
I think so. Anytime it's short yardage, anytime you can go ahead and keep the ball in the hands of the quarterback who's athletic, you go ahead and do that rather than risk a handoff or a pitch.
They just couldn't get it done there, though. Two-point try fails. And they'll get this just to the 47, one-yard gain.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. George Karlaftis. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium. And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter. A first down carry for Henry. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, here's Henry. Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Here's Fields. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. All eyes on Fields.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Back to throw, Fields. And this is going to be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Santos' kick is up and through. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put sixes on the scoreboard.
And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. Oh, fighting off the defender. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 3rd down and 13. On the counter, it's Henry. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. Now the Bears will use their... final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over 1 minute to go in the game. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Henry running right. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. They'll run for it with Henry. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. There he goes again. He may go. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. Put a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
As our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
They got the touchdown, but a little risky, even though where they were to run the football in that situation on the final play.
If they give it up somehow, if turnover is created and they take it back the other way, instead of a comfortable victory that they've got now, they've got a lot of explaining to do about why they tried to run the ball in that situation instead of just taking a knee and icing it.
But thankfully for them, they won't have to do any explaining. And the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears.
Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we don't like to throw around the word dynasty loosely, but for the Chiefs, it applies. I mean, they're looking for their third title now in 5 years.
And with the way this league is configured now, it absolutely applies. I think you're totally on target. Remember, they lost a Super Bowl in there too. So to be back for the fourth time in 5 years in today's NFL, that's pretty incredible.
Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the wait is over. This has been, of course, one of the preeminent franchises in American sports history. They've had a bumpy ride along the way, but they're back in the Super Bowl for the first time since... in 1996.
And partner, when you say this is the first time back in the Super Bowl since 1996, Super Bowl 30, I'm blown away. One of the preeminent franchises in the NFL. You would have thought they'd been here multiple times since then. The Cowboys want to add another Super Bowl title and bring it home to Dallas.
Powering his way forward. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 35-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, that turned out better than that. Thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
They'll try the right side with Henry. Shifts by him. And some room to maneuver. How did he stay on his feet? And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Chiefs go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. The quarterback will keep it himself, and he will get in to make it 8-0. And what a way to cap off the opening touchdown drive. You go for 2, and you get it.
Remember when the PAT or the extra point was a gimme, right? Plus 99%. It's not that way anymore, so more people are willing to take a chance, go for 2, and take the kicker a little bit out of the game.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an outside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Now 2nd and 5. Here's Prescott. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he's taken down. The Chiefs sack. That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Waiting on it will be Richie James.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Racing to the end zone. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 82 yards. And the Chiefs will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
They'll try and run it in with Henry. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. You know, we've discussed this before. We've seen it at practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these two-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Prescott now. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. On is the punter, Brian Anger, to kick this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Again to Henry. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this. Plenty of scoring here already. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Prescott now on second down.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer. He just dropped it. And the Chiefs are going to get him. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. James now to return it. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Remember, they had the safety go against them the last time they had it. Fortunately, their defense just forced the punt, so they'll try again as they start 1st and 10. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Henry. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6.
Derrick Henry. And he loses the football a second time. On 3rd down, hit, and oh my goodness, he loses it again.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
There he goes, left side.
Now he gets free up the left sideline. Moving inside the 20.
And he gets it all the way down to the 3. Well, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll try and run for it with Henry. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
This is Henry. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
Here's Henry. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say, we'll see. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Room here to run. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
2nd down, Pollard again. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Prescott. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
They'll run with Pollard.
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now Prescott. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
It was Leo Chanel who got in to drop it. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Under pressure, they got him again. Call it a big loss of 10 there. And it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. And his kick here is good. And that lead is back down to 9 now.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Now, last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing.
And he's into the clear.
Still on his feet. He's on his way.
All the way in for the Kansas City touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Chiefs will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
They'll try and run it in with Henry. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the Cowboys are able to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Pressure gets to him again.
Michael Dana
providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. Now bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Now it's Henry. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
They'll run with Henry. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Again, it's Henry. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll run. It's Henry. Unable to
Now he's into the clear again.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Patrick Mahomes with his third touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Chiefs are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl.
And he keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, and it's got him in the lead. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And I guess the touchdown wasn't enough. They want the onside kick as well. And the Cowboys are able to recover. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Oh, Prescott stripped. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted.
Mike Edwards picks it off. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight.
And the Chiefs are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. Outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. And the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.